Thank you. Good morning, everyone.
Please stand and join us in singing It's in Every One of Us. It's in every one of us to be wise. Find your heart, open up both your eyes. We can all know everything without ever knowing why. It's in every one of us, you and I. It's in every one of us to be free. Find yourself, open your eyes and see. We can all have everything without ever knowing how. It's in every one of us, here and now. It's in every one of us, here and now. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry. I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Can you pass these out when I ask? Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. Oh, welcome to the Seal Beach Center for Spiritual Living. It's kind of warm in here, isn't it? We'll get the air on, don't worry. We are the Seal Beach Center for Spiritual Living. Reverend Michael Heinle is our senior minister. I'm our spiritual director. My name is Nicole Von Atzingen. It is so nice to meet you all and to see you all here this morning. The Seal Beach Center for Spiritual Living is a spiritual community which recognizes the oneness, the wholeness, and the inherent goodness in all people and all life. And we recognize that when we come together and celebrate the spirit of life, we begin to awaken ourselves and each other to our spiritual magnificence. And so if you're here for the first time, please know that from whatever background or walk of life you come from, you are absolutely welcome here. And we have a really cute little gift bag for you. If you are here for the first time and you want some more information, just raise your hand and we'll give you the cute little gift bag. Thank you, Anne Marie. I think that's it. Oh, right here? Everybody's welcome. We just like to play around. We also have a mission statement that kind of grounds us in what we do here and why we come here to be together. And so it's on the front of your program. I'd like to invite you to recite it with me if you'd like. It says, "We are a loving spiritual sanctuary where everyone is welcome. We celebrate the abundance of life through study, inspiration, gratitude, and service. With open hearts and minds, we participate in self-transformation for a world that works for everyone." And that means everyone. We have some announcements to make. I'd like to invite up Anne Marie Lovedahl to share her announcement.
Bingo. No, okay. Sorry, that was a leftover from last week. Yes, today the workshop from 1 to 3 on mindfulness, and we will be practicing bare naked attention. Oh no, wait, that's bare attention. That's what the Buddhists call it. But if you'd like, bare naked is okay too. Now I have your attention. So yeah, come to the workshop. We're going to be practicing different ways to practice mindfulness and how you incorporate it into your everyday activities. So it's not something that you do outside and have to have a block of time, etc. We're going to talk about what it is in its various forms. So come in, we're going to have a lot of fun. All right, see you later.
Thank you. Reverend Donna?
Good morning. I'm going to ask you to take a look in your program, take your attention to this little half sheet of yellow paper. When you get home, put it on your fridge. It gives you all of the information of all the Wednesday night services, and on the back it lists all the different workshops and fun events that are happening throughout the month. I'd like to pay particular attention to the Wednesday evening service. This Wednesday evening, I'm excited to be speaking again. I'll be speaking on divine balance and what that means through our own lives and in our own spiritual practice. And the following week, we're going to be talking about one of the articles in the Science of Mind magazine. It's written by Ernest Holmes, and it's called Anchored by the Gifts of Life, Love, Peace, and Givingness. I'm mentioning it today because we have copies of the article in the back for those of you who don't get the magazine, but might want to read it and come to the service so you have a little bit of background information and can participate. If you have any questions on either of the services, don't hesitate to give me a call. We start at 6:30 and we'll end by 7:30 here in our sanctuary. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Donna. Also, check out these beautiful flowers. Bob Papp does this for us. Bob Papp, raise your hand. Are you here? Okay. Also, he has an exhibit at the Orange County Fair, so you might want to go and see these beautiful things over there, too. Yeah. I know, he's so wonderful. I would like to make an announcement. You pretty much want to stay here all day. So we've got the workshop from 1 to 3, but then we've got Sunday Night Alive. And tonight, will you raise your hand, Bill Wolf? Bill Wolf will be hosting Sunday Night Alive at 7 p.m. Check this out. Sunday Night Alive is celebrating with a tropical hoedown. So this is a mashup of island fun and country western. So you can like wear a lei and your cowboy boots? Okay.
I'm going to be doing a comedy routine with my fake Texas accent. You don't want to miss that at all.
Okay. Thank you very much, Vashti. Also, we're going to have another town hall meeting August 5th after the second service at 12:30. So if any of you, we're going to have the co-ministry that is here now, and the Leadership Council, and some other key players in the leadership in our community. And we're going to share with you what we've been doing for the past couple months, and what we envision and what our work is for the next few months. And we're here to answer any questions you might have and tell you about all the really awesome things that have been going on. So you can come and participate in that after service August 5th. Okay, now I'd like to light our memorial candle. One of our beloved congregants here, Lily Scar, her son passed away, Chuck Johnson. And so I just want to light the candle in memory of him and in support of Lily. And just taking a moment to move within to that inner space. I just invite us all to recognize that there is one life, and we are so interconnected that all of us are able to support and uplift Lily now. We surround her in light, and we recognize that Chuck, his spirit was too big to be contained in this mortal body. We believe in the continuity and the immortality of the individual soul, forever and ever expanding. And in that we take peace. We take our love. And so it is. And I'd like us to just go ahead and move into a time of spiritual practice together. In our busy lives, it can be hard to find a moment to just be still, to just close our eyes and breathe. So I want to invite you to do that. Just breathe. Maybe recognize the chair that you're sitting on. And imagine that it is the support of the universe, that it's the support of that divine power and presence, greater than we are, that loves us and nurtures us in ways we cannot even imagine. Mother Earth keeps us steady on our feet, and Father Universe guides us from within. I invite us to stay in this contemplative state as we listen to the words of Tom Hodges and hear the beautiful music of Lindsay and Carol.
I'd like to join me on a short journey this morning. If you would like to, close your eyes. And imagine yourself standing on a little dusty country road next to a field. And across that field is a grove of trees that looks interesting to you. The sun's hot where you're standing, so the trees look cool. So it's easy enough to climb through the old rail fence and into the field. And you cross the field. It's just a short distance of the trees. And when you arrive there, you notice that there's a path leading into the trees, a thick grove of trees. And so you decide to follow the path. And you step inside, and it's cool in here. The trees shade the sun, but there's still just enough sunlight filtering down through the trees so the trail is easy to see. And you follow it through the trees for a short ways, and you see an opening at the end. And you step out into a small meadow that's ringed by this grove of trees. It's a beautiful meadow, all wildflowers of every description, every type, every color, just absolutely beautiful. And it's so peaceful here. So peaceful that you decide to just sit down and enjoy it for a few moments. And as you're sitting there, you notice a lone butterfly that's making its way across this meadow, going from flower to flower to flower, just gently making its way across the meadow. And the butterfly approaches you and lands on the back of your hand, so lightly that you can barely feel it. And it just rests there, the wings folding and unfolding. And then the butterfly leaves and goes to the next flower. So as we go into the silence for the next couple of moments, I invite you to imagine that you are that butterfly, absolutely free, no concerns, no worries, no troubles. Your only task is to get to the next flower. And so retracing our steps back to our little country road and back to this space and this time, we do so in gratitude for the musical stylings of Jessica Allen, for the piano of Lindsay Hundley, for the playing of Carol Diven. So grateful. We're really blessed with talent in this community. We are blessed in so many ways. And we look forward to the message of Reverend Michael and our spiritual director, Nicole Von Atzingen. So grateful. Please join me in saying, and so it is.
Today is Jessica Allen's first day here, so let's give her a warm welcome. Thank you.
Listen as your day unfolds. Challenge what the future holds. Try and keep your head up to the sky. Lovers, they may cause you tears. Go ahead, release your fears. Stand up and be counted. Don't be ashamed to cry. You gotta be bad. You gotta be bold. You gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard. You gotta be calm. You gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool. You gotta be calm. You gotta stay together. All I know is love will save the day. Herald what your mother said. Read the books your father's read. Try to solve the puzzles in your own sweet time. Some may have more cash than you. Others take a different view. My, oh my, hey, hey, hey. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know is love will save the day. Time asks no questions, goes on without you, leaving you behind if you can't stand the pace. The world keeps on spinning, can't stop it if you try to. The best part is danger staring you in the face. Remember, listen as your day unfolds. Challenge what the future holds. Try and keep your head up to the sky. Lovers, they may cause you tears. Go ahead, release your fears. My, oh, mine. Hey, hey, hey. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta stay calm, you gotta get together. All I know His love will save the day. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know is love will save the day. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know is love will save the day. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be hard. You gotta be cool, you gotta stay calm, you gotta stay together. All I know is love will save today. Got to be bold, got to be strong, got to be wise, don't ever stand. Got to be cool, not too strong. All I know is love will save the day. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know is love will save the day. Love will save the day. All I know is love will save the day.
You guys are so amazing. That makes this easy, because today we are braving a new world. And isn't that a perfect song to get us ready for that? Oh, so all month long we have been on a journey of remembering that we were born free. At the beginning of this month, we set an intention that we would remember that we were born free, and that standing firmly rooted in spirit, we embrace a life of liberty. And so what I'd like to do for the first half of this talk is just remind us of what we went through this month, of the messages, of the inspiration, of the tools that we used. And then Reverend Michael will bring us home into braving a new world. But first, who here likes visual aids? I know I'm totally need a visual aid. Okay, you guys do too? Okay, so I'm gonna give you a visual aid. Michael, will you please stand up? Okay, thank you. Okay, sit down. Okay, so here's your chains of bondage. Don't worry, this is PG, guys. So sit back. So he's in chains, bondage, you know, spiritual bondage, mental bondage, physical bondage, societal bondage, you know, mental bondage. All those chains that keep us...
Marital bondage.
Hey, not yet. Not yet, not yet. Not ever if you don't keep your mouth shut. Anyway, so, okay. Sorry. I know, we're awkward, right? Okay. So, this is just a visual aid to remind us of how we can feel and how we can be internally. Sometimes things happen in life where we get our stinking thinking, right? We start to, I don't know, we buy into what other people tell us. We accidentally turn on the news and we can't get it out of our minds, you know? And we feel like we're chained up to these emotions, to these experiences, and this is kind of what we feel like. So what we know in this faith, in the Science of Mind philosophy and the Centers for Spiritual Living, we know that our spirit is free. We were born free, it has always been free, it will always be free. And we know that our minds were meant to be free. And sometimes they get all tangled up and twisted up with other people's opinions and our own opinions of whether or not we're, you know, living up to our potential or whatever society tells us we should be like. But we were born free. It always comes back to that. Because whatever you want to call God, this divine power and presence greater than we are, it is pure freedom. Every animal and creature that exists in this world represents freedom. A flower grows in its own freedom. A bird flies with its own freedom. And we too exist in a life of freedom. But because we have these beautiful minds that tend to overthink and articulate and analyze everything, we wrap ourselves up sometimes in this mental slavery that I call it. Sometimes it feels like a mental slavery. And so at the beginning of the month, we set our intention, like I said, and we talked about how freedom is defined as the desire to think and act and do without obstruction. To think and act and be without obstruction. And liberty is the ability to be free within society. The ability to be free within a society. And so freedom and liberty then are qualities of the divine. They are qualities of that presence, that intelligence that created all things, and they are inherent within us. And so we can journey along our experience, our human experience, of releasing those chains that bind us and remembering the truth of who we are. And then in the second week, we talked about liberty and love. Do you remember what the 3 words are that can express our love for another that are not I love you? Does anybody remember? As you wish. As you wish. Because love is proactive. Love is inclusive. Love is dynamic and all-encompassing. It is not restrictive and confining and isolating another's ability to self-express. That's the opposite of love. What is the opposite of love? Fear, yes. Those are aspects of fear, not love. And so love says to its recipient, just like freedom, just like liberty says to its recipient, as you wish. I want for you what you want for yourself. That is love. That is a spiritual kind of love and freedom that we give to ourselves and that we give to others. Imagine reminding yourself when you look in the mirror, I want for you what you want for yourself. Imagine looking at a stranger, or looking at your partner, or looking at your child who's misbehaving and saying, I want for you what you want for yourself. And if that means that leads you down your own spiritual path, which I can see 10 steps in the future might cause you pain, then I let you do your spiritual path and love you possibly from afar for a while. But true love and true freedom, it says, as you wish. And then in the third week, we discussed the spiritual freedom in an emotional world. spiritual freedom and emotional world. And I don't know about you, but I can be very emotional, and I like to hide my emotions sometimes. Anybody good at hiding their emotions or thinking they are? Yeah, it always comes out somehow or another, you know? I love to be positive and uplifting and, you know, but a lot of times you just feel crappy. Or I was going to say the S word, but okay, well, it's Sunday. You just feel like poo, and or I do sometimes, and these emotions, they come in and they try to like overpower, you know, like I said, you turn on the TV and you watch the news and then you don't even want to get out of bed for the rest of the day because it's like, what's the point, right? Or somebody says something to you that's critical, or somebody looks at you wrong, or you look at yourself wrong, you're like, dang, I couldn't lose those other 5 pounds. Like, what is, you know? There's all these emotions that we try to shove to the side or shove down or disregard. But what we looked at and what I want to remind us is that spiritual freedom is the ability to observe and recognize our emotions, not necessarily attach ourselves to them, but look at them as indicators for what's going on. Ah, this is an indication. Ah, I feel anger. I feel resentment. I feel frustration. I feel anxiety. Ah, this is an indicator that something is not right. And now it's time to do something about it. And that doing something about it, that is spiritual freedom. It's not that we don't get lost. It's not that we don't get bogged down with emotional stuff. It's that we use it as a tool. We get to take responsibility and control of it, use it as a tool to support our lives. And then last week, I don't know if you were here last week for Reverend Michael's talk, it was captivating and hilarious last week, wasn't it? I don't know why you're in so much bondage. But Reverend Michael reminded us that to surrender to spirit. To surrender to spirit, that when we do, this, the universe does not like voids. You know when you clean out your cabinets in your kitchen, all of a sudden a week later, it's filled up again? Or you clean out your closet, and then a month later, you're like, where did I get all these clothes? The universe loves to fill all those little spaces. And it loves to fill all of our little internal spaces, too. And so when we declutter ourselves, when we release the chains that are binding us, we realize, oh, there's room. There's space for something else to fill in. And we get to take charge of that. We get to move our feet. We get to think and act in ways that will uplift us and that will fill those holes, those voids, with expressions of our freedom. Whether that's working on a new project or doing a new job or finding a new friend or getting out there in the world or taking time to be by yourself, whatever freedom is to you, we get to fill ourselves with that. And so I want to ask Reverend Michael, now that we've made it through the end of this month, are you ready to break free from your chains?
Yes.
Well, do it. Yay! Thank you all.
Thank you. So how did I do in chains, guys? The warrior in me absolutely hated that, let me tell you. Jeez. And so we had this gentle little theme for July. We've been through 5 weeks, and Nicole just walked you through it. Born free. Does that seem gentle and naive and nurturing to you? Yet, where do we pick up all this damn baggage from in 4 weeks trying to work with freedom? Freedom is tough. And now I have to tell you how to go about into this brave new world. Well, if you didn't hear me talk last week, you have something going for you. Luckily, you come from hardy stock. The men and women who put this country together risked everything. They went against the mightiest country in the world, in England at that time. And they risked everything for freedom of thought. And we are taking it a step further because in this movement, if we're proud of anything, we're proud of our belief that as we think about the world changes around us. So if we want to change the world, all we need to do is change our thinking. But perhaps we have some barriers to go through. So I want you to bring you into the silence just for a moment. If you will, just close your eyes. And let what will come up, come up. Think about, and especially feel about, what it is in your life that's preventing you from having this life of splendor, this life of joy, this life of love, and this life of compassion. And just stay for a few more seconds, and when you're ready, come back. And now I want to hear from the floor from you. What are the chains that you're wanting to get out of? Just shout it out.
Worry and fear.
Worry and fear.
Control.
Control, excellent. Guilt.
Thoughts of lack.
Yeah, excellent, huh?
Myself.
Yeah? Thank you. And so the warrior in me wants to say that let's go in the external and go fight these things that you're afraid of. Let's beat them down. Let's do what we can to take control over them. They're not going to control us, we're going to control them. However, that's not the message or the suggestion that I'm going to suggest to you. The same one I'm going to suggest to you I told you about last week. It's going within to the power and the presence where you can recreate your life right here and right now. One of the great Hindu mystics, Aurobindo, who was the one that Ernest Holmes was the founder of the Science of Mind philosophy that we love and study here. He said this about external events. Now I'm paraphrasing. He said, external events are not controlling you. You never reconcile external events or transform external events. You go inside yourself and transmute, and what he meant by transmute is what we teach here. We go inside ourselves and bring a new thought from on high, and that new thought absolutely just becomes our reality. So this is the picture, and like the destination is always easy. Let's go to Disneyland. And I have to watch my analogies because no one under 20, in my belief, will ever learn to read a map. But they'll use their GPS. And isn't it funny, is it just me, or my GPS always goes out when I'm in the baddest part of town that I'm scared for my life? So it's hard for us to get there. And one of the things I always brag about here is this beloved community and how powerful we are together. So now I need to use a visual aid. So one of the most poignant things that I've experienced was when the youth group came and presented this to us. And this is community in a picture. And they didn't just present it to Nicole and myself. And the caption says, "We want to grow with you." And this is physically, literally, the outline of their hands that they cut out in construction paper. But this is the power of this community. And what happens is when we use the power of the community, the group consciousness is so much more than individual consciousness. We have a great community here. So we have the overflowing energy of the youth, their new way of looking at things. Yet in the same community, we have this great wisdom that only comes from living years and years on this planet. This wisdom that only comes from learning from your mistakes, from having a life of service. And some of us, these are just groups, some of us, I probably sort of fit in that group I just talked of. And then some of us are in the groups of what's really important is raising your children and your teens. Some of us are in that group, what's really important is for us to make their way a little bit easier than we had it. Not to lay the groundwork and not make them earn anything, but not to struggle so much. I think one of the things that's always been said about generation after generation, My kids have to grow up so much quicker than I did. Things were just so much simpler when I grew up. And so we have this map, and hopefully we have a GPS that's working, but don't we always go chase the rabbits and the squirrels down their collective holes? Don't we always find someone that's really doing something wrong out there, and it's our job to go fix that person? And the other way of looking at that is what Aurobindo told us. The new physics tells us the same thing. Because the new physics tells us our reality is this. We're standing at this precipice, and there's millions of quanta of things out there that are just not into reality. They're in potentiality. And the only thing that creates our experience is for us to choose. And when we choose, that quanta of potentiality collapses upon itself, and it's the physical reality of us. So we have this way of doing things, and you're powerful beyond what you think you are. And the way to do it is not to go fix it in the physical world, but to fix it from within. And it reminds me of a great story one of my mentoring ministers told from her pulpit. And she was an observer like most ministers are, and she was in an airport. And there was this little girl there. And you know, the new luggage, which has the wheels on all four corners, so people like me don't have to go to the airport like that because the handles are never big enough. And so anyway, she was just playing with it, spinning it around and around and around. And then she got dizzy, sort of like I'm doing right now. And she fell and hit her head against the baggage. And she looked around, didn't see anyone there, so she decided not to cry, I guess. And then she takes her fist out and hits the bag, says, "Bad, bad, bad." And isn't that like us when we have some harebrained scheme that we're going to go fix someone and set someone right, and we don't know what we're doing? And imagine that. The consequence is not very good for us. Yeah, so, and part of what puts us in this predicament is two things. I think they're spiritual principles. The one is the spiritual principle of the creative process, or the principle of growth, because God or Spirit is always saying you need to create something. The creative process is always happening, and Spirit is pushing and says, "Come on, let's go. What do you want? What do you want?" And you better create what you want, because if you don't, someone else will create something that's probably not the highest and best for you. But there's a corollary principle. That's the principle of grace. And grace is another full talk in itself. But to me, intuitively, grace is that wonderful, beautiful, soft net. And when we make a really stupid decision, it catches us gently, helps us dust ourselves off, and says, "Okay, now choose again. You might want to choose a little better this time." So to close this talk, I need your help. And I'm going to change places with you. So I'm going to come down here. So this brave group of people, I'm going to ask for people by a show of hands if they're willing to give up one of the chains that bound them. And don't we always preach, treat and move your feet? I want some brave people to go up on the stage and join hands.
So we can
And we're
break
going
the
to give
chains
it up as a
together.
community. And I want the stage full. Come on.
Good. Good.
Good. Come on, we've still got the
Yes.
processional going.
There's room, it stretches. Are we good?
So I just
Everybody's got a piece?
want us all to pray together. And those of you that are in the audience and those of you there, we are this wonderful, beloved spiritual community that's giving up the binds to what they don't want and being bound to each other. I absolutely know that the power and the presence of God, of Spirit, of the divine is functioning in each and every one of these people. And I bless it. And when you're ready, I want you to, in the audience and up on the stage, to say, I'm ready to release it however you want. And now on the stage, you can get rid of that chain, either violent or in peace, however you want to do it.
1, 2, 3, break your chains.
Go.
Yay!
And so it is.
Yeah, we'll get rid of it for you. Yeah, yep, let him go, Nope. Don't worry, Margie, I'll get it. And so it is, thank you. Are you going to be able to sing in this mess?
And if you know this song, you can sing it along, but maybe a couple of choruses and then you can sing along. You're the future, and you come for what is yours, the hidden treasure locked behind those hidden doors, and the promise of a day that's shining new. Only a dreamer could afford this point of view, but you're the driver, not a passenger in life. And if you're ready, you don't have to try, 'cause you are the universe, and there ain't nothing you can do. If you conceive it, you can achieve it. That's why I believe in you. Yes, I do. You're a winner. So do what you came here for. The secret weapon isn't secret anymore. You're the driver, not a passenger in life. And when you're ready, you don't have to try, 'cause you are the universe, and there ain't nothing you can do. If you conceive it, you can achieve it. That's why I believe in you. Yes, I do. You are the universe, yeah. And there ain't nothing you can do. If you conceive it, you can achieve it. That's why I believe in you, and I believe in me. You're the driver, not a passenger in life. And if you're ready, you don't have to cry, 'cause you are the universe, yeah. And there ain't nothing you can do. If you conceive it, you can achieve it. That's why I believe in you and I believe in me. You are the universe. achieve it. That's why I believe in you and I believe in me. Believe in you, I do. Believe in me, yes I do. Believe in you, I do. You are the universe, and there ain't nothing you can do. If you conceive it, you can achieve it. That's why I believe in you and I believe in me. You are the universe. Believe in you, and there ain't nothing you can be. If you conceive it, you can achieve it. That's why I believe in you and I believe in me. Yes, I do. Believe in you.
So beautiful, you guys. Oh my goodness. Oh, wasn't it a great service? Yes, so good. Thank you all so much. I want to invite you now to participate in the spiritual practice of conscious giving. Whether or not you are giving from monetary, or giving from your heart, or giving in energy and consciousness, we appreciate all that you give to this community to help it thrive and succeed and be able to promote our spiritual philosophy and principles in the way that we do in the world. And so I want to invite you to take your gift, whatever it is, and place it around your heart. Your heart center being the expression of life that circulates in the world, circulates our livingness. And I invite you to say with me, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am prosperous. Thank you, God. Yep.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I am. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Wow. My name is Pam Watanabe, and I'm a practitioner here. There are many, many, many of us who've gone through training to just have a consciousness for you, to know that you are who you are, and that is perfect, sometimes when you can't see it. So if you would like to have a blessing after the service, several people will be over there. Most of us have name tags, unless they're like me and forget it sometimes. And we're available. We're also, I think, on the back of the bulletin. So if you'll join me now for the closing prayer. If you feel comfortable, you can close your eyes, knowing that there are also prayers available in written form that you can provide. And we will pray for you all week long. Knowing that we do not need to be bound by any chains, that we are free to fly like the butterflies, with beautiful music playing, and we can fly. And when the world starts weighing us down, we remember that we were born free. Born free to be exactly where we are, who we are, and when we are. And we don't need to fix anybody else. We just need the best we can be. And together we say, and so it is.
Let's bring in the kids. They're going to love this mess. Flowers for everyone.
Good morning. So today is our 5th Sunday, and it's always our game day. And since it's so hot, we did something special. Eli, what did we do?
Today was our game day, and we did a water balloon fight.
Yes, we did. So we're all wet. It's also a special day because it's the first time that the camp teams have come back together, and they had a debriefing, and they're going to share some of their experience with you.
Good morning. Okay, I'd like to start by saying a very warm welcome, a very big thank you to all of you who helped send us to camp. It was an absolutely phenomenal experience. And I think the thing that was most profound to me as my first time there was the unconditional love that was displayed by, there was 356 of us there, and there was 356 people that all truly loved each other. I mean, just like you can't even imagine. Mm-hmm. So I have so much more I want to say, but I'm going to pass it over to the teens that apparently can't stop talking right now. Anyways. So, oh, and by the way, this is the sign that we made. We had to meet by this poster several times a day, every day when we were in camp. And so we were sending love bubbles from our heart. It's a camp thing. So, okay, which one of you lovelies wants to go first?
I'll go first? Okay. Good morning. My name's Elliot, and at camp, they have you do these workshops where you go with your family group and okay, the family group is, it's you, 5 other people, and 2 advisors that go with you. And so the one that I'm going to choose to talk about is the Work Hard, Crawl Hard, which it was 2 cardboard boxes taped together on the ground. And they had you write your limiting beliefs on one piece of paper and things that make you feel free on the other. And so you'd crawl halfway through, and then you'd hit this wall of your limiting beliefs. And they'd ask you the questions, what are your limiting beliefs? How does it make you feel? What would you want instead of this in your life? And what are you willing to change to make it like a reality? And so after you came out with, they wouldn't let you go through until you had an affirmation for those limiting beliefs. Like if you were feeling like dumb, then your affirmation would be, I am intelligence. So, and then you move on. And then once you get to the end, they have the beliefs that make you feel free. And then they would show you that you don't need just those things to make you feel free. It's just whenever you're feeling happy or content. So, thank you. There you go, buddy.
Hi, I'm Drew. Hello, everybody. I hate you. Okay. Anyways, what I wanted to say is that this is my first summer camp. So I went to winter camp, and then I went to my first summer camp. And when I first started winter camp, I was really not a loving person, I would say. I couldn't receive love very well or give it, and I was really closed off and uncomfortable. And going to this summer camp, I was, a little apprehensive because I knew it was very similar to how winter camp was. But by the end of it, I can say that I am a lot more open now, and I know that my friends here have noticed a change, and so have I, and so I'm really, really proud for that experience, and I feel like I am more able to love people now, and that's a big step, so.
Hi, I'm Haley. I just blanked on what I was going to say. Okay. So, this is my third summer camp in 5 camps total. So I've gone through it a little bit, and I've really noticed a change in everyone here and in myself a lot. So basically, teen camp, so many of the workshops, it just teaches you all these different things that you can use for yourself in your life, and just to give ease to yourself and ease in just life in general, and for yourself and for others. And so if you're able to go through those workshops, you can really apply them to your life, and it's so great, and you just so much transformation. And you can see it and you can feel it. And I've noticed so much with myself, and I've noticed so much growth and just so much love and support everywhere. And it's these people that come from all over, and it's just there's just so much love and support, and you can just grow, and they'll love you through it, and they'll support you through it and through anything. And we're all so different, but so one and together, and it's just amazing. And thank you.
I'll go loud. You go. What?
And last but not least.
Hi, my name's Matthias.
I'm Matthias.
Before this summer camp, I went to winter camp, but I didn't really want to go at first, but now I wanted to go to summer camp, and it was different. It was just longer, but and I'm gonna talk about my favorite workshop. We did it's with the families, like Elliot said, but my favorite workshop was Follow the Leader. Everyone in the group, including the advisors, got 3 minutes to lead the group and do whatever they wanted, and that's pretty much what we did.
Okay, again, just a great big thank you, everybody, for helping to send us, because we are transformed, and because of that, we'll be transforming lives. And it's just a great
And we
blessing.
just want to say thank you, Wenda, for going to teen camp, spending a whole week with these teens. I mean, it can't. And so here, we love you very much. Thank you. Yeah, we really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Yes.
We also happy 9th birthday to his writers.
Happy 9th birthday, Riker!
Can I say it?
I invite everyone to stand and take a hand.
Can I say it? Don't. Thank you.
And repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
It's this thing called life.
It is this thing called life. Life is my body.
Mind.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in all that I do.
Life is in all that I do.
I give thanks for it.
I give thanks for it.
And I accept it.
And I accept